Hello and welcome to Books of Blood, and welcome to my November reading wrap-up. So, the month of November was nothing like the month of September, nor was it anything like the month of October as far as my reading is concerned. I believe in September I read like 19 books, and I believe in October I think I read, I believe 15 or 16 books. Yeah, that didn't happen this time, not in November. And the bad thing about it is I was supposed to be doing the Evilathon challenge or readathon, whatever you want to call it, that was created by Kasha's Book Cemetery. I think she created it. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I believe she did. And so I had a nice little TBR made up for those books. And I'm going to seeing the fact that I only read 5 books in the month of November, I'm going to call that an epic fail. All right. Now, the books I did read, I enjoyed for the most part. Okay. So that being said, let's go ahead and get underway. And so the first one up, and I'm just going to read them. I'm going to do them from the earliest one I read down to the latest one I read. So let's go ahead and get that underway. All right. So here you go. All right. First up, we got Bane County, Returning Moon. This is Bane County 2. And this continues the werewolf novel or series of novels from J.R. Rice. And so with this one, it takes place, I believe, I never can remember the amount of time between the werewolf's appearances, because it makes its appearances during what is known as a true harvest moon. And that happens only every so often, so many years. And other than that, it hibernates. And then whenever it does come out, people start to die, and that is exactly what happens in this particular sequel. You have a group of students and a professor that get trapped on this little area where the werewolf is known to prowl, and of course they don't know it's around, and blood, guts, and everything else ensues. And then also throw in this group of elite hunters that are supposed to track down this beast and bring it, just kill it or whatever. So yeah, I give them 4 stars. I'm really enjoying this series by J.R. Rice. I can't wait to read the 3rd book. So yeah, 4 stars for Bane County 2, Returning Moon. All right, next up, this was sent to me by Silver Shamrock Publishing, and this is Midnight in the Pentagram. This is a collection of short stories that deals with possession, the devil, Satanism, Satan worship, whatever you want to call it. I give this one 2 stars. It is not because the writing was bad. The writing was excellent from everybody, but I just felt like a lot of these stories repeated themselves. And I felt like they put them together. I felt like the arrangement was just off, and I would be reading one story, and then I go to read another story and be like, wait a minute, didn't I just read this story? And be like, no, this is 2 different stories, but they touched on the same subject matter. And I just think they could have been spaced apart a little bit better. All right, that's the reason I give it 2 stars. And you know what? I could be kind and give it 3 stars, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with my rating. All right. Next up, also from Silver Shamrock Publishing and by Stephanie Ellis, and this is The 5 Turns of the Wheel. This one I did enjoy quite a bit. This is a mix of folk horror and fantasy, and it's about these 3. I guess they're human, but they're not quite human. But anyway, there's this thing that they do. It's like a ritual where they pick a town and they go through the 5 turns of the wheel, and it's kind of like a way of appeasing their god, all right, or their gods. Okay, like one turn of the wheel is fire, one turn is to be crushed. They're all different kinds of turns. And they all involve some pretty horrific deaths. So yeah, I gave that one 3.5 stars. All right. Okay, next up. This one was my 1 5-star read, and for good reason. This is The Forgotten Island by David Sodergren. This is basically a survival horror story where a group of drunken 20-somethings commandeer a boat in their bra and panties, and that is all they are wearing. The guys are wearing their underwear, the girls are in their bras and panties. They go adrift and land on this, and I'm not using the right nautical terms, I know, but anyway, they come ashore of this island that is not on the map, and this is like in Thailand or something, but anyway, it's not on the map, and there are some very unfriendly things on this island, and these 20-somethings soon find out they are in so far over their heads, and there is so much blood, so much gore, and trigger warning when you read this. Trigger warning, if you are afraid of spiders, then I'm telling you right now, you're going to want to skip this book, all right? Because there are some horrific scenes with spiders in this book, and the spiders in the story are huge. I'm talking about abnormally huge, all right? So yeah, that is my trigger warning for that. Anyway, The Forgotten Island, 5 freaking stars. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I'll definitely be reading more from David Sodergren. All right, finally, we have Dollhouse. And this is one I'm going to tell you flat out, trigger warnings, okay? There is torture. There is strong violence toward women. There is rape, all right? Murder. Just, yeah, this is about a girl that she's getting ready to go to college. She gets to college and is taken on her very first night. And then you cut to 5 years later, and she is still being held captive by these two serial killers. You might as well say they are serial killers. One of them wears a gorilla mask, and she calls him the gorilla. One of them, she wears a jackal mask. She refers to him as the jackal. If she doesn't do what they say, they take pieces from her. She finally makes her escape, and the rest of the book deals with her trying to live, trying to survive, and live a normal life, but also with the shadow of the one of them still being out there. All right? And I'm giving this one 4 stars. And the only reason I give this one 4 stars is because it does have that kind of a trope, and I hope I'm not spoiling anything, but it does have that kind of a trope where the killer turns out to be somebody that she knows. All right? I'm not going to say anything more. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not going to say who it is, so, right. Anyway, so yeah, that is it. That is my November reading wrap-up. Like I said, compared to September and October, this one kind of sucked. I feel bad that I did not finish Evilathon. Let me see. Bane County was one of the books for Evilathon. Midnight in the Pentagram was one of the things for Evilathon, and I combined that with another one. And The Forgotten Island was one of the things for Evilathon, and I think The 5 Turns of the Wheel was also one. So I might have completed it. I don't recall. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. 5 books for month of November. Anyway, thank you for watching, and you guys have a great day. Bye.